43.
Yeah, just didn't get enough right-hand side on the cue ball. Trying to split the reds.
$49.
Looking at trying to make that plant with the cue ball going towards the black. Oh yes, very nicely done. Really had to make that plant. Took the risk, and if he missed it, could have left the frame on.
$57.
Well, I did say at the beginning of this break that the red that he started with to the centre and then the black that followed it deserved to win the frame.
58.
The cueing for both of those shots was outstanding. You feel as though the heavy scoring is the final piece of the jigsaw for Kyren Wilson. If he can start to make the big breaks, get the red split perhaps a little earlier, go for the jugular a little more often, then he can become the complete player.
65.
Seems to have everything else, Joe.
Yep, he does. He's got the temperament, that's for sure. And he's a nice fella as well, I can tell you. Don't know him well.
70.
But seems very unassuming, and this red will make it absolutely sure of this frame.
71.
And deservedly so, because, as I say, those early pots certainly deserved to win a frame. Went into the pack of reds as soon as he could.
77.
Potted another great red with the spider.
78.
Well, that's a little unfortunate. Might still be able to pop this red to the middle.
85.
Not as tough as the one that he started off with.
No first century of the season for Kyren Wilson, but that was a superbly constructed break of 85, launched by that brilliant acute red to left centre, followed by an even better black with position to go with it. And Craig Steadman, who should have been 2-0 up, now finds himself 2-1 down.
Before the victory, before the honours, every metre matters. Every second counts. Because game changers can strike at any moment. For the very first time, every single stage is covered live from kilometre zero. Get the full picture. The Tour de France, live on Eurosport and the Eurosport Player.
After mixing business and Grand Slam tennis, Lindsay takes an intimate time out in Paris. Monday on Eurosport 1, Chasing History with Lindsay Vonn.
Yes, he'll be a little angry with himself not getting the snooker last time round. Red should have been closer to the cushion. He'd have had the snooker.
Foul and a miss. Craig Stedman.
Doesn't
4.
want to leave a free ball.
Free ball.
And it's a free ball. Worth taking a pink on.
Pink ball.
So, one good shot here on the blue.
1.
And it could be 2 each.
And that would be a very good result for Craig Stedman, given that he's missed a couple of routine balls. It looked like already missed in this frame was going to cost him. But he's still got plenty to do to level the match.
6.
Yes, he could have done with coming past the red. Now he's got the snooker.
Craig Stedman 6.
Yep, he's got second prize.
It looked for a minute there, didn't it? Then he'd left the frame up. Andrew Higginson, by the way, having beaten John Astley, will now play either Mark Davis, the man who whitewashed former world champion Stuart Bingham yesterday, or Sam Craigie.
Didn't catch the red full enough, and that was, again, a poor escape, really, from Karen.
Confirmation of Higginson's win. Comfortable one. Well, you've got to think that Craig Stedman has to make this count. It's not an easy red, but it's one he'd back himself to get if he was playing well.
Made it a little bit more difficult with the rest. But the good thing is, from Craig Stedman's point of view, he doesn't need the black. Now,
1.
every chance now.
Four. 6.
He's down to the pink.
9.
And this is where it's important to stay the right side of the blue.
13. $18.
This then for 2 frames all. And he's got it.
In the frame.
Wow, what a tight battle this is proving to be, just as their previous 3 encounters have been, which all went the distance of 7 frames here on the European Tour. And this one is shaping up to go the same way. Kyren Wilson will be frustrated. He was looking good for 3-1, but Craig Steadman will be delighted to be right back in the match at 2 frames each.
The European Athletics Team Championships, live tomorrow on Eurosport 1 with the final contests from Lille. At home last year, Castrol Honda's Montero was the hero. But this time around, can he handle the added expectation and the pressure from the Polestar Cyans? Live tomorrow on Eurosport 1, it's the WTCC and the Race of Portugal. ATP Eastbourne, from Monday, live on Eurosport 1, in the perfect surroundings for sun, serves and smashes.
Paul Davison has just completed a whitewash of Hossein Vafai. So Davison safely through. Hamad Maya 3-1 up on Zhang Anda of China. Jimmy White 3-2 up on Kurt Mafflin on table 2. Is that you on your Yamaha, Joe?
Yeah. Nice sound. Just to inform us what Philip Studd has just mentioned. It's a good win, that, for Paul Davison, because he's been playing well in the fight.
Yeah, he has. He's a talented player, isn't he? He's had all sorts of trials and tribulations in trying to establish himself as a pro, with problems getting a visa. But it hasn't deterred him. He has a passion for the game. Jimmy White, I know, rates him extremely highly. He's a very good cueist. But well beaten today. Oh, that sounded very clunky.
1.
But it went in.
Yeah, but the cue ball hasn't travelled as far as it would have done without the kick. Look at that. Jumped in the air.
It's a minor miracle, that red, which had so much distance to travel, managed to find its way into the pocket, given the size of the kick.
Yeah, but a great chance this now. Kyren Wilson can drop this blue in. Well,
Kyren Wilson 1.
again, I'm so surprised that he's missed that. He'll be very disappointed with that shot.
It's been a very hit and miss performance so far, hasn't it, from Kyren? He's looked good at times. He's potted some great balls. That excellent break of 85 for 2-1, but he's missed a few as well.
1.
92% is pretty good. Doesn't feel as though he's been quite as consistent as that. Craig Steadman plodding away here.
8.
Yeah, and this is a great chance, isn't it? Take a 3-2 lead. I think the pink will go into the middle and the corner. And the black available.
Nine. 16. $17.
Well, he's unfortunate there. Played the cannon to the reds and
24.
he's badly hampered over the red to the right corner. He may be on a red to the middle. Very, very unfortunate.
I don't even know what can make me reach that.
Here's the cannon again, and the cue ball finishing up in front of the red.
Spider.
Yeah.
Well, the extended spider, the extension on the cue, and a buffet maybe, to be able to see over that red. Well, this is so awkward. Well played. Exceptionally good shot.
$25. $32. $33.
Well, we could be back to the spider again.
40.
Little rub on the red. Just made things that little bit more difficult. But this isn't as difficult as the last one, but it's still difficult. Just wriggled in. Any harder, it would have stayed out. Back in prime position again now.
Strange, isn't it? Craig Steadman has missed a couple of sitters in this match, which
48.
you would have expected to have been very expensive against a player of Wilson's calibre, and yet a great chance here, despite those errors, to move to within a frame of victory.
$49. $55.
Very little to write home about for Steadman last season, having rejoined the tour via Q School for the second time in the last 3 years.
56.
But he keeps battling away in a bid to climb his way up the rankings. He's got a good temperament. He's not the sort of player who allows disappointments to get him down for any length of time. That's why he's still got a great chance in this match.
He's just underhit that one slightly.
63.
Just needs the red though.
This for 3-2 barring snookers. It's in.
64.
A very good break this from Craig Steadman, and a very good morning for the whirlwind Jimmy White, who has just put paid to Kurt Mafflin on table 2, a match you may have been following on the player. And that's 3 wins now for Jimmy at the Riga Masters to put himself into the round of 16. Good stuff from the veteran. Already justifying that wild card given to him by Wilson Chairman Barry Hearn at the end of last season. There's the handshake. Jimmy through 3 straight frames from the wind, from 2-1 behind to win by 4 frames to 2. And his reward, as Steadman mops up here,
Craig
or tries to at least,
67.
is a meeting with either Tepchire and New or Anthony McGill. They play later. Kyron Wilson needs snookers.
2 snookers, to be exact.
Steadman very much in the box seat here, not just the 2 snookers required for Wilson, but the table not very inviting for a clearance, were he to get them. And that surely sets the seal on this 5th frame. And you have to give credit to Craig Steadman for the way he's hung on in there. Well, it looked as though Wilson was sure to leave that red in the event Steadman couldn't pot it, so it's not quite done and dusted yet, but a mountain to climb here for the world number 13. Let's turn this frame around.
Well, that could have finished worse. Happy enough with that. Well, a chance here, Craig Steadman, to put this frame to bed. He'd like to get on with the next frame as soon as possible.
One.
And that should do the trick. And remember that Steadman has won 2 of their previous 3 meetings, all of which have gone to a decider. You certainly wouldn't bet against that scenario again here. But it's Wilson now who's got to make the running to avoid an upset loss. We've had a few already, haven't we? Not least Neil Robertson, the defending champion, beaten by 21-year-old German Lucas Kleckers. Kyren Wilson must be wondering how he slipped behind in this match. He was looking good for 3-1 at one stage, but now he trails the world number 107 from Lancashire by 3 frames to 2, which means Steadman is 1 frame away from a really significant victory as he looks to climb the rankings once again. 3-2 for the target for a place in the round of 16. We'll be back with frame 6 after this break.
Before the victory, before the honours, every metre matters. Every second counts. Because game changers can strike at any moment. For the very first time, every single stage is covered live from kilometre 0. Get the full picture. The Tour de France, live on Eurosport and the Eurosport player. ATP Eastbourne, from Monday, live on Eurosport 1, in the perfect surroundings for sun, serves and smashes.
If the red goes in, he's on the pink. Oh, some way off the double. Well, this is a big shot to the middle. This has to go in really for Wilson. Oh, that's a great shot.
One.
Could have been out of the tournament had that one not gone in. You could just drop him behind the yellow. Try and play the snooker in behind the yellow.
Karen Wilson 1.
I thought cushion first, maybe there. Well, he's a little fortunate there. Craig Steadman could have easily left that red on. That's closest to the baulk cushion. He's thinking about taking this long red on to the left corner, stunning the cue ball over for the pink or black. Another big shot though. If it doesn't go in, it could go anywhere. But it's gone in, and what a great shot. Played that cue ball in a position where it wasn't leaving anything easy, but he still had a chance at that red to the right middle. Okay, it was tough, but there was a chance. Played that one well as well.
7.
So, a good chance to level things up again and take us to yet another decider between these two.
Eight. Fourteen. 15. 22. 23.
40 points, the difference. A couple of reds needed with colours.
$28.
Yes, that red will drop into the middle pocket if you can get right behind it.
$29.
Well, didn't want to be straight on the black. Wanted to try and get a little bit closer to that red that's closest to the middle. So just the red needed, and this is a little bit more difficult than the one that Craig Steadman missed in that second frame. Just needs the red. Good pot.
37.
So, for the fourth time in their 4 meetings, they're going to go all the way to a 7th and deciding frame. It's not always been a pretty match. It's been something of a staccato affair, but
43.
it's engrossing for sure. And the result's still in doubt.
44.
Wilson's highest break of the match, the 85. A couple of half centuries from Steadman. They both lost frames they should have won.
48.
And so 3-all feels about right, Joe.
Yeah, it's been a tough match, as you say. Hard fought snooker. And Karen Wilson will realise that there's a lot of players not here.
51.
And this is a good chance to win another ranking event.
52.
But he's got to get past Craig Steadman first.
$57. 59.
That's unfortunate. But the frame, well and truly won. We're going to a decider.
Karen Wilson, 59. And the frame.
He has a tremendous temperament, Kyron Wilson, and he will battle to the last. So will Craig Steadman. It's all set up beautifully now for a deciding frame to determine who will go into the round of 16 here at the Riga Masters, and a meeting with either Rob Milkins and Ryan Day. And that 7th and final frame is coming right up.
The European Athletics Team Championships, live tomorrow on Eurosport 1 with the final contests from Lille.
The world is changing at a dramatic pace. It's causing more death than any other animal in the world.
We're concerned about dengue and chikungunya viruses.
Zika moved at lightning speed.
Discovery presents Mosquito, Thursday, 6th of July.
All it takes is one mosquito.
ATP Eastbourne, from Monday, live on Eurosport 1, in the perfect surroundings for sun, serves and smashes.
A handshake between Kyron Wilson and Craig Steadman. We're going all the way for the 4th time
Craig Steadman to
between this pair. All 4 of their meetings on the European Tour. 2 of them have gone Steadman's way, 4-3. Who is going to prevail by that scoreline today?
Important to get a good break off. And that's okay. Caught it much too thin, and that cue ball would have been coming back down the table but for the angles. And this time it's Craig Steadman who gets that good kiss on the brown. Leaves Karen snookered. Playing off 2 cushions rather than 1, and that's okay. Had he cannoned the other red, he would have left a red onto the left corner. He potted a red like that in the very first frame. In fact, it was a little bit more difficult than that. And that's a great opening red. Shots like that can win you matches. Now, a little bit tricky to play for the black, so they play back down for the blue again. And needed to get the right side of the blue, but I think he thinks he's got a kick there, and the red did jump. So the red to the left of the black could be the red to play for, unless he decides to try and go into them. Well, he's too hard, or not hard enough. Just a fraction harder, and it had been in perfect position.
Karen Wilson, 12.
Good comeback from Zhang Anda of China against Hamid Maya, who was 3-1 up at one stage, but that's gone the distance now.
Well, has that gone badly wrong for Craig Steadman? Is this red cuttable?
It's very, very thin.
Difficult to tell from the TV angle. He's having a good look at it, that's for sure.
First frame to Mark Davis against Sam Craigie. Davis yet to lose a frame here in Riga, having whitewashed Stuart Bingham in the previous round. Ken Doherty just underway against Robin Hull. Doherty who beat Gary Wilson 4-0 in the first round.
So the red too thin. And that's not the best safety. He knew he was going to be opening the reds the way he played it. Oh, he was a long way off that one. And that was pure pressure, you would feel. So an easy opener for Wilson. And that could be his last shot.
One.
Yeah, if you could take that red just behind the pink, that would then free the pink. Black's still tied up for the moment, so it would be good to get to that red behind the pink, but I don't think he's come far enough.
6. Seven.
Well, I'm surprised he's taking the yellow, but it does free the red to go into that pocket, but he's not on it. A kiss on the brown. He looked to be absolutely perfect on the blue.
9.
To play for any number of reds. And now he needs to pull out a good shot to keep this break going. And that's a good pot. And now he can play for that red by the yellow. Well, he asked a big question of himself there, Karen Wilson. He would have been playing that shot with some disappointment in his mind, having not got on this red the previous shot.
15.
And again, a great chance this.
$16.
And this time he is nicely on that red behind the pink.
19. $20.
Well, he just nudged the pink ever so slightly. It looks as though it still goes. Look at this again, he just nudges the pink. But did he push it into an unpottable position? It appears not. Points are building.
26. $27.
And now back in prime position.
$32. $33.
This has been a far from easy ride for Karen Wilson, but he loves the battle. He loves competing. And he's looking like potentially saving his best till last here, when it really matters.
Yeah, although he left himself a little straighter on the blue than he
38.
would have wanted from such an easy red.
$39.
Short on the blue. And this isn't straightforward. The red next to the pink may be potable to the left corner. Oh, he didn't get enough side on the cue ball, or got too much stun on it. one or the other.
44.
And there's nothing safe, so he's got to be very careful here. Doesn't want to leave Craig Steadman any chance of a pot. If he knocks it in, the balls are there for the taking, so he's got to be very careful until something goes safe.
Kyron Wilson, 44.
Now does this red by the pink go to the left corner? Don't think it does, otherwise he would have been down playing it. Well, maybe it did go. And how close was that? Had it dropped in, he would have had every chance of stealing this frame of match. This wasn't far away at all. Look at this.
Yeah, and in the end, he'll have wished he was further away because he got so close. He's left it over the pocket. You saw that grimace from Craig Steadman. He's wondering if his match is done.
1.
It looks as though it is now. That couldn't have worked out much better.
Just the pink needed then. And this is a tough workout for Kyron Wilson. Had a tough one yesterday as well. But when you win those tough ones, it kind of gives you some kind of strength.
7. 8.
The highest ranked player left in the tournament. He's moving into the round of 16. Yet again, taken all the way by Craig Steadman. Twice he's been on the losing side, but now twice he has come through.
15. 16.
A match that's lasted nearly 2 3/4 hours. The actual playing time a shade under 2.5, but of course that doesn't include the breaks between frames. Craig Steadman will be very frustrated. He's worked his socks off in this match. He's missed a few.
30.
Would have fancied his chances at 3-2.
31.
But it's not to be.
Yeah, it just shows you, doesn't it, Philip, that had that red gone in that he played at his last shot, it could have been him clearing up. And that's how close it's been, this match.
37.
The margins are so fine at the highest level.
39.
So next up for Kyron Wilson, either Rob Milkins or Ryan Day, and they're up next. A match we'll be bringing you live here on Eurosport 1. There'll be a 15-minute gap between matches, of course, while they prepare the table. If you're just joining us, Jimmy White among the winners already today, beating Kurt Mafflin, so he's through to the last 16. Tepchairan Nu or Anthony McGill for Jimmy next. The blue is academic. Kyron Wilson will be relieved to come through that one because he had some difficult moments against Craig Steadman, as he normally does. He's proved to be a tough nut for Wilson to crack in the past, and he was again today. But Wilson has come through in the end, finishing strongly. He loves a scrap, does Kyron. That's why they call him the Warrior. And he has battled his way through to the round of 16 here at the Riga Masters on the second day. He'll be back in action later on against either Milkins or Day. He wins 4-3.
Into the hammer circle steps Alexandre Tavernier. Has been beyond 71 metres already this season. Very fast through the circle. And that, a fine effort from the Frenchwoman. Perhaps not reaching 70 metres that time. Albina Copron, she leads at the moment with 67.09, but that will be the lead. And it's gone out to 69 metres 40, so Alexandra Tavernier leads in the opening round, and because of the structure of the throws here, with all but 4 of the competitors being lost after 3 rounds, absolutely crucial you get out a decent throw as early as you can.
Definitely settles the nerves with this slightly unique format, but with 3 field events going on. The track on this second day of action kicked off with the final of the men's 400-metre hurdles.
So whoever wins this first race here, the men's 400-metre hurdles, will be the first man to garner 11 points this weekend. And going there for Great Britain, Jack Green. Good to see him back competing, back happy with life. He has had his battles, but he is a man made for this event, and he was in good form yesterday, the only man to break 50 seconds in the first round heats of the 400-metre hurdles. 8 athletes here from the inside. Danilenko there of Ukraine, very tight on the inside lane. Not so much furniture, if you know what I mean, on the inside of the track in an event like this, but when you're running at a busy games or championships, you'll have experience of this, Catherine. When maybe you get a draw on the inside lane, that's slightly less significant for a 400 runner on the flat than one over hurdles, but when you get all the furniture, the clocks and the people and the bits and pieces, you start, and it's desperately difficult actually to see that first barrier until you actually get within about 8 or 9 strides of it. Anyways, we go through the field. That's Patrick Dobek. He's one of the threats to the Britain here. World Championship finalists in Beijing 2 years ago. Came second in his heat yesterday. There is Green, former European under-23 champion. That's 6 years ago now. But he has broken 49 seconds. Not this season. That goes back to 2012. But he has been close to 49. So he'll be looking for an improvement here. There is the Italian. That's Jose Reinaldo Bencosme. Sergio Fernandez. He won the other heat yesterday, 50.28. Looked very strong. Now the Spanish record holder, having wiped the mark which belonged to Jose Alonso, who ran in that superb World Championship final 30 years ago now in Rome, when Edwin Moses was crowned the world champion. Felix Franz there of Germany in lane 2. He's a sub-49 man, but not in that sort of form at the moment. And here is Danilo Danilenko of Ukraine, just 22, has yet to break 50 seconds. Tough gig for him on the inside lane.